There's a kind of money that doesn't live in banks. It lives in yachts, free ports, and art you'll never see. Most people think being rich means a big house, luxury cars, and a fat bank account. But the ultra wealthy? They play a different game, one you don't even see. They've built an entire shadow system, hidden assets, secret trusts, untouchable fortunes, and most of it can't be taxed. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on the hidden world of shadow wealth, how it works, where it hides, and why it's perfectly legal. Let's dig into the empire behind the richest people on Earth that nobody talks about. What is shadow wealth? Shadow wealth isn't the money you see on Forbes lists. It's not sitting in a Chase account or Fidelity portfolio. It's the invisible layer beneath all that. Trusts in South Dakota, shell companies in the British Virgin Islands, art in the high-security storage vaults. Think of it like an iceberg. The tip is the wealth the IRS sees, but everything below the water, that's where the real fortune lives. It's estimated that $8 to $36 trillion is stashed in offshore accounts and private structures worldwide, most of it untaxed, unregulated, and completely legal. That's enough money to end world hunger twice. So how do they do it? That phrase, own nothing, control everything, comes from oil tycoon John D. Rockefeller. It's not just a quote, it's a playbook. The rich don't hold assets in their name. They use a couple of different methods. Trusts. Think of a trust as a legal box that holds money or assets. You don't own the box, but if you control it, you control what it does. In South Dakota, trusts can last forever, require zero disclosure, and shield your wealth from lawsuits, taxes, even divorce. LLCs and shell companies. A Delaware or Cayman Islands LLC can technically own your mansion, your plane, or your Picasso, but on paper, you own nothing. So how can the government tax what they can't trace? Shadow wealth isn't hiding under mattresses. It's hiding in broad daylight, just in places nobody's looking. Here's where it lives. Free ports. These are high-security storage zones, technically outside national borders. Inside, billions in art, gold, and rare collectibles. No customs, no taxes, no oversight. In 2018, Geneva's Freeport alone held over $100 billion in untaxed art. Yachts and jets owned by Shell Corps. The $300 million yacht? It's not owned by Jeff or Elon. It's leased from a company that's owned by a trust that's based in the Isle of Man. Every layer is a smokescreen. Real estate laundering. Luxury properties in London, Manhattan, Dubai, bought with anonymous cash. A 2015 study found that over 50% of US luxury real estate, over $5 million, was bought anonymously. Money leaves a trail. So the rich move their wealth using things that aren't money, but act like it. Art as currency. A $100 million Basquiat painting isn't just a wall decoration. It's a portable, untaxed store of value. Sell it in a private sale, no taxes, no headlines, just wealth transferred quietly. Crypto, NFTs, and digital havens. Blockchains add another layer of secrecy. In 2022, over $50 billion in crypto assets moved through offshore wallets, and regulators are still playing catch up. So who built this system? It didn't happen by accident. This system was designed. By who? Lawyers, lobbyists, bankers, politicians. Law firms like Mossack Fonseca, exposed in the Panama Papers, helped set over 214,000 offshore entities. Trust laws in US states like South Dakota, Nevada, and Alaska are literally marketed to billionaires. Lobbyists pushed loopholes that let foreign money flood into anonymous US assets, while the average citizen faces audits over a $600 Venmo transaction. Let's be clear, none of this is really illegal. That's the brilliance of it. So what's the problem? The real issue isn't just hidden wealth, it's the two-tiered system it creates. If you're middle class, your salary is taxed before it even hits your account. If you're ultra rich, your income doesn't even look like income. So while you pay 20 to 30% on your paycheck, they pay 0% on appreciating assets, trusts, and shell-owned assets. A ProPublica investigation showed some billionaires pay less than 1% in federal taxes, not because they're cheating, but because the system is built that way. This isn't just unfair, it's breaking economies. Let's put this into context. The US loses over $600 billion every year to tax avoidance. That's more than the annual budget for the Department of Defense. Globally, tax havens cost governments over $427 billion a year. Now imagine what that could do. Universal healthcare? Funded. Climate change initiatives? Funded. Free college tuition? Funded. But instead, that money sits in vaults, yachts, and anonymous accounts, earning interest for the people who need it the least. So here's the twist no one wants to admit. The US is now the world's #1 tax haven. That's right. Forget Panama, forget the Cayman Islands. America, with its secret trusts, weak disclosure laws, and luxury real estate loopholes, is now the safest place to hide wealth. Why? Because it has the most to offer and the least reason to change. South Dakota alone now holds over $500 billion in assets from the global elite. And there's no sign of it stopping. We live in a world where the ultra-rich don't just have more money, they live by an entirely different set of rules. They can move money without moving it, own everything without owning anything, live anywhere, and pay taxes nowhere. And the most frustrating part? It's all perfectly legal. The shadow wealth economy isn't a glitch in the system. It is the system. Until someone rewrites the rules, the game stays rigged. Want to see how Red Bull disguises itself as an energy drink company? Watch the next video right here.